Have you truly experienced a moment working where time vanishes entirely, and even the most difficult tasks are completed with effortless ease and genuine joy? This extraordinary phenomenon, scientifically known as the flow state or the zone, is the optimal mental condition where performance, focus, and deep satisfaction perfectly align within your mind. The renowned psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi spent decades researching this state, proving that flow is not random luck, but a psychological condition that can be intentionally and reliably triggered. Flow state has been neurochemically proven to flood your brain with a powerful cocktail of performance-enhancing neurotransmitters that increase output and positive mood simultaneously. Mastering flow is the definitive key to unlocking your absolute peak potential without suffering excessive fatigue or chronic burnout every single day. What exactly is the simple, precise formula you must apply to your daily tasks to reliably trigger this powerful flow state every time? I will fully reveal the 3 crucial variables of the flow state equation in the middle section of this video. I personally spent years of my early career operating completely outside of the zone, constantly struggling against relentless external distractions and suffocating deadlines that felt intensely stressed. I used to foolishly believe that multitasking was the key to efficiency, which is actually a surefire recipe for high anxiety and mediocre results in every single project I attempted. I realized my deep frustration was not a lack of commitment, but the inability to eliminate friction between my current skill set and the complexity of the specific challenges I was truly facing daily. Perhaps you have also diligently tried every productivity app available, but consistently end up feeling overwhelmed, anxiety, or simply boredom, by the required activity demands. Applying the science of flow radically changed everything, teaching me that genuine productivity is actually about eliminating ego and reducing unnecessary sensory barriers around me. We will soon analyze the neuroscience, explaining exactly why entering the zone feels both profoundly enjoyable and naturally addictive to the brain. The first conflict preventing you from entering flow lies in the critical imbalance between your current skill level and the task's challenge within your daily work activities. Csikszentmihalyi discovered that flow only reliably occurs in a narrow corridor where your current skills are slightly below the challenge presented by the specific task. If the challenge is too low compared to your ability, your brain responds with automatic boredom and disruptive mind wandering that prevents necessary concentration. Conversely, if the task's challenge significantly exceeds the skills you currently possess, the immediate psychological response is intense anxiety and deep feelings of incompetence. The flow state equation clearly demonstrates that this is the optimal mental condition where your attention is fully captured because you feel adequately challenged yet confident in ultimate success. Identifying exactly where you stand on this challenge skill balance diagram is the most vital diagnostic step before you begin. The second persistent issue, undermining your efforts to consistently reach the zone, is the absence of clear, immediate feedback generated inherently by the activity you are performing. Flow state can only be rigorously maintained when the brain is continuously receiving instant signals of success or error that it can utilize for real-time performance adjustments quickly. When you are working on a project with excessively broad goals or feedback is severely delayed, for example, waiting for monthly performance reviews, the brain loses its necessary capability for automatic self-correction. Ambiguous feedback forces the prefrontal cortex to work excessively hard, constantly engaging in self-evaluation, which paradoxically activates the default mode network, DMN, causing mind wandering. Flow occurs precisely when the DMN, the network responsible for self-consciousness and rumination, becomes silent entirely, permitting complete, total absorption in the task. Therefore, you must deliberately break down large, ambiguous projects into smaller subtasks that deliver instant, tangible rewards and consistent feedback. The first scientific solution for consistently entering the flow state involves building specific flow triggers that intentionally initiate a surge of performance-enhancing neurotransmitters in the brain. Neurochemical research confirms that flow is universally marked by a flood of dopamine and norepinephrine in the cerebral cortex, dramatically boosting focus and motivation simultaneously. Dopamine acts as the essential reward neurotransmitter that increases focused attention and necessary pattern recognition, effectively making your brain immediately smarter and faster at solving demanding problems. Norepinephrine quickly raises overall alertness, heart rate, and arousal, providing you with intense, stable, and directed energy without generating unnecessary anxiety or physical restlessness. How can you reliably trigger the release of this powerful chemical cocktail upon command? Answering the key question I posed at the start of the video. You must consciously establish extremely clear and specific goals, and systematically eliminate all potential external distractions, which are the most potent biological triggers for entering the zone. The most powerful ritual for biologically triggering flow involves the strict implementation of distraction elimination and absolute goal clarity just before you commence your work session. Systematically eliminating phone notifications, closing unnecessary browser tabs, and ensuring a quiet workspace are critical neurological actions that clear all distracting sensory noise from your brain. Your task goals must be carefully broken down into measurable and immediately achievable targets within that current work duration, such as write 500 perfect words or finish editing slides 3 through 5. The power of this specific trigger lies in the fact that the brain requires clear, unambiguous signals to fully commit its vast cognitive resources to one primary, demanding task. This action minimizes the cognitive load on the DMN, allowing it to fall silent and enabling the focused cortex to take over, scientifically inviting the flow state. Dopamine's profound role in the flow state extends far beyond mere feelings of pleasure. Dopamine acts as the primary motivational fuel that compels you to continue the demanding task without stopping. When flow successfully occurs, dopamine strongly activates the reward circuit, making the activity itself feel intrinsically rewarding. Autotelic experience, so that you perform it solely for the sake of the activity. This intentional dopamine surge also directly correlates with a significant increase in your ability to recognize complex patterns and link previously disparate ideas, which forms the core of genuine creativity and innovation. By training your brain to associate challenging tasks with this immediate dopamine reward surge, you biologically become positively addicted to the process of efficient work. Understanding this crucial role of dopamine is essential for comprehending why the flow state is recognized as humanity's most positively addictive condition. The most conclusive scientific evidence of the flow state is found through functional MRI, fMRI scans, which demonstrate a drastic suppression of the default mode network, DMN, during total absorption in the activity. The DMN is the specific brain network responsible for self-consciousness, worry, and distracting thoughts about the past or future, collectively known as mind wandering. When an individual successfully enters flow, the DMN becomes profoundly quiet, liberating vast cognitive resources to be dedicated entirely to the critical task at hand. The phenomenon of ego loss, losing self-awareness, reported by top athletes and artists during flow, is the subjective manifestation of this DMN suppression. Neuroscience confirms that the flow state is the optimal condition where the brain wastes zero energy on self-doubt or past regrets, focusing exclusively and relentlessly on present performance. The practical application of the flow state equation demands a perpetual rapid correction ritual designed to maintain the essential balance between skill and challenge in real time. If you begin to feel boredom, challenge is too low, you must immediately increase the complexity of the task or impose a tight time constraint to raise the challenge level quickly. Conversely, if you feel mounting anxiety or become stuck, challenge is too high, you must instantly break the task into smaller, more manageable steps or take a brief moment to seek external supportive resources. Utilizing this internal feedback loop to quickly recalibrate the task every 15-20 minutes is the proactive method for actively keeping yourself within the precise flow corridor. This specific ritual of rapid correction transforms a traditionally passive task into an active, engaging game you play with your own nervous system and brain chemistry. The ultimate key to superior, sustained performance lies in the critical unification of the mind, intention, with the body's rhythm, which ensures maximum biological potential is consistently available. Intention focused purely on rigid external scheduling will consistently trigger the stressed, highly reactive fight-or-flight system, whereas adherence to natural internal rhythm will robustly activate the calming rest and digest system. When you operate from this state of deep calm, your cognitive resources function at peak efficiency to detect opportunities and prioritize high-value tasks perfectly. Your brain's neuroplasticity is significantly more elastic and ready for intentional rewiring during these optimal low-stress cycles, directly leading to accelerated learning. This provides a powerful new paradigm, urging us to recognize that true, lasting success is not just about time logged, but profoundly about the quality of energy intentionally invested. In conclusion, let's quickly synthesize this entire revolutionary framework. Flow state is the neurochemical condition reliably triggered by the optimal balance between skill and challenge, strongly supported by high dopamine and norepinephrine levels. The conflicts of boredom and anxiety are definitively overcome through a stringent ritual that creates instant feedback and systematically eliminates all sensory distraction completely. The rigorous scientific evidence from Csikszentmihalyi confirms that you are the expert chemist and engineer of your own brain, holding the explicit power to intentionally trigger the zone through smart task management and focus. Use these powerful neuroscience principles now to permanently transform your working hours into moments of joyful peak performance, effectively ending chronic stress. You no longer have any valid excuse for continuing to struggle because you have been given the explicit scientific equation your brain requires. Therefore, the time is right now to immediately initiate your deliberate daily ritual, transforming manifestation from a vague hope into the single most crucial brain exercise for success. Challenge yourself to rigorously design your next task by carefully balancing the variables of challenge, skill, and distraction, focusing on immediate feedback. Start tomorrow morning by setting one clear flow goal, and experience how your work schedule transforms into a moment of joyful peak performance effortlessly. Remember this truth: Every time you successfully trigger flow, you plant a biological investment that significantly enhances your long-term focus.